Hello everyone, a warm welcome and a heartfelt namaste. Last week we had observed the eclipse taking place and bringing along with it a lot of changes. This week we find another planet moving ahead, and that is Mercury into the nakshatra of Shravana. When Mercury moves into Shravana, it makes a great impact. Let us see why it makes a great impact and what impact it would leave on all the nakshatras, on all the lagnas, to be precise. Planet this week is Mercury, and Mercury in Shravana from 27th of January to the 3rd of February this year. Mercury in Shravana would entitle for us to understand that Shravana is lorded over by Lord Vishnu, and Mercury, being the planet, is also associated with Lord Vishnu in a number of manners. Let us see what Shravana means. In Sanskrit, Shravana means the sense of organ of hearing, that is, it denotes our ear. It also means the act or the verb hearing, or the act of doing the hearing. The 22nd nakshatra or the lunar asterium is what Shravana is. It is also it also means, when we look into the Sanskrit words, the Sanskrit shloka, wherein Sada Avade Haribhajana Shravana Mananadi Dhyanasa Tetham Vikalpa Pravesana. That means hearing, listening, mentally revolving, and intently contemplating or considering. These three things are the appointed exercise of all derived intelligences towards the apprehension of the knowledge or truth, that is, the spirit or the deity, the main one. When we constantly hear, contemplate, and work on what we have heard, the inner voice in particular and the outer also for students, then it is towards, then we get the power of discretion, we are enlightened, we increase our thought processes and further move towards the truth or the single one. That is what Shravana would entail. One who limns or Lord Vishnu is also the meaning of Shravana. Why does the one who limps regard or move towards or imply at Lord Vishnu? When Lord Vishnu takes the form of Vamana and asks Raja Bali for 3 feet of land so that he can live properly, Raja Bali, after much ado, which is taught as a story in the nakshatra of Shravana, he gives that arms to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu then expands his form such that with the 2 feet of his, he covers the entire universe, leaving behind 1 more feet to be covered. Rajabali, in that case, puts forward his head and says that please bless me with your feet, because the one who owns the universe, definitely his head must be worth at least a feet. So he's blessed. Lord Vishnu gives him a lot of prosperity in return, and because he realizes that Rajabali, in spite of having lost everything, has not lost his faith in Lord Vishnu, and so he's transformed as the king of the nether worlds. That is a different story, but when we're talking about Lord Vishnu, Shravana is the nakshatra that requires special attention. This is loaded by Lord Vishnu. He is the one who resides in the Shiv Sagar, or the celestial waters. Actually, technically, it should be the ocean of milk. He resides on the bed of Sheshnag, and he is always in the Yog Nidra. The Yog Nidra is not actually a sleep, but an awakened state of mind wherein a person, though totally still, is in all awareness and is contemplating for the moksha. He happens to be in the process of sustenance while lying down in this position. So he's constantly aware, not for a single second or a millisecond also is he not aware of what is happening in each and every corner of the universe. He contemplates a lot, he thinks a lot, and he observes a lot. He speaks very less and he hears everything much more than we can even write down, much less think. He listens to each and every prayer that we send his way. So for people who really do need to pray, this is the great time for your sustenance. Mercury being one of those who energies resonate with that of Lord Vishnu. It's a great time for us to put in our prayers, to put in our wishes to be reached to Lord Vishnu. He is very accomplished in all that he does, and he also approaches problems and solutions and situations in a very practical manner, and this helps people around him to work on the solutions. That is one of the reasons Lord Vishnu is looked upon in the Trinity of gods, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Mahesh, as one of those who is a problem solver. He is, employs tact and diplomacy all where that he works, because this tact and diplomacy helps him get results without much cacophony, without much chaos, and much bloodshed. When we are managing very small enterprises, we need a high structure in the enterprise for it to work properly, for it to function properly, and for it to be a profit-making organization. So when we are talking about the organization as unimaginable as the universe, it needs downright precision, and it needs a huge amount of structurization. There is a major structure in all the chaos that we think around us, and Lord Vishnu is the one, the CEO of this so-called company called the universe. Lord Vishnu has a part by part plan in all that he does, but we may not be able to see the bigger picture. That bigger picture is revealed to us towards the end. Know that Lord Vishnu again resides in the Kshiv Sagar, the 12th house of the zodiac, Pisces. He is held in the highest esteem for his judgment, said to be very discreet in whatever he does. He knows how to get things done very suavely. He, however, is very cryptic in his communications, and his words have a very deep meaning, and that can be seen on the surface. There are many stories, many instances that can actually vouch for what this last sentence means. Now let us move on to Mercury. Mercury in Sanskrit means the smallest planet, an intelligent person, and it also means a devata. So Mercury translates as Budh. Budh in Sanskrit actually means the smallest planet that we refer to in astrology. Budh also means an intelligent or an enlightened person, and it also refers to a devata. Mercury is the young prince who's curious about everything. He's a very accomplished young prince, and not just in fine arts or maths or astrology, but he has a great sense of communication. When we need to showcase any talent, a form of communication is the most important form that is required. Mercury represents wit and humor in a person along with intelligence. As per Uttar Kalamrita, it represents education, treasury, mathematics, knowledge, speech, infantry, writing, green color, astrology and astronomy. So no, people who have very strong Mercury will definitely be enticed towards the representation of the house that Mercury represents. That is, supposing Mercury is in the third house. If you have a strong Mercury, then your communications, your ability to write, and your ability as an orator would be par excellence. If Mercury happens to be in your sixth house, then your ability to be discriminatory about things, your ability as an editor, your ability to earn money, and your ability to be able to decide and take things up, sieve things up in a proper manner would be par excellence. Commerce is one way of Mercury. Yes, so Mercury in the sixth house also gives you a great sense of commerce. It is the eunuch, not because it is, hermaphrodite or something like that, because it's a small young prince unable to move into not yet moved into the area of puberty. So it is said to be a eunuch, or one without discriminatory sexes. It represents your skin, worship of Lord Vishnu, and the Earth Vedas. I had told you earlier on that worship of Lord Vishnu is associated with Mercury. This is a time when Mercury moving into the nakshatra of Shravana under the tutelage of Lord Vishnu gives us an opportunate movement to bring about a change, bring about a difference in our Mercury operating in our charts. So it is a time when you should be worshipping or trying to strengthen the Mercury in our charts by worshipping Lord Vishnu, doing things that Lord Vishnu is uh, in love with, like being fair and just, by being discretion, applying discretion to things, by not telling lies, by being good to others, doing or helping in sustenance of a person's life, so on and so forth. Mercury also represents many things like naval, the yantras, the tantra. It is very good in grammar and well versed in Puranas or major epics. That is one of the reasons that people who have their Mercury in the fifth house have the ability to understand, to learn mathematics, learn grammar, to learn the texts quite easily, because Mercury in that house gives you an ability to understand the education, the understand the intelligence, to be more intelligent, to become highly intelligent. Mercury is strong at sunrise, and that is the reason why Mercury is very strong, or Digbali, in the Lagna. Apart from all these, as stated above, and there are many more karakas of Mercury that you can also go and read in the Untitled Chapter, you would understand that Mercury also represents ideas. As the lord of the third house of the natural zodiac, Gemini, Mercury represents our thought processes. It represents coordination. Any communication, if not well coordinated, fails in its objective. So Mercury represents coordination, and it represents the thought processes in a person. Now let us see what this Mercury in the nakshatra of Shravana, lauded by Lord Vishnu, has to deliver to all of us in the zodiac. Starting with the Aries Lagna, Mercury, the lord of the third and the sixth, reckons us to work to the best of our abilities. It is a period when one must listen to their inner counsel, as the third lord in Shravana does cement this fact, and one will do well in their careers and their workspace. It is also the time when one needs to think what one can do for others rather than expect from others, as it is also your sixth lord, your lord of the prarabdha, moving over your house of karma. So when you do for others, this is when you get a chance to redeem yourself of your credits from your balance sheet of life. Mercury is the second and the fifth lord moving over the ninth house. It is a time when you feel lucky with many things coming your way. And Taurians, you really would be lucky, because the second and the fifth lord give you the wealth, and it gives you the ability to make a sacred journey. You could be going out on a trip. It could be also a time for you to showcase your skills and garner attention of others. It will get you the much needed popularity or visibility. To do something that would help you to garner that possibility, garner that happiness, and it will simply work in your favor. Again, as I repeat, this is a time when you could do all this without the exuberance of Mercury. There can be a playfulness, but there has to be a contemplative side behind this playfulness, and this intelligence will help you further your luck in, and this is the call of the time. For the Gemini Lagna, as the Lagna Lord travels into the 8th house of change and transformation, it could be a period where you would need to understand a lot of things about your psyche and personality. Moving inward, your ability to change, bring about this change in your life is much assisted by your 4th Lord of happiness, transiting over the 8th house of change. You could be very happy in doing or undergoing this change. Just move inward, try to take up meditation, because Ketu would direct this change to a higher level and greater evolutionary level. But for that, a very contemplative behavior, especially through meditation, would do you a lot of good. When we're talking about Mercury in Shravana for Cancer Lagna, it's your 3rd Lord and the 12th Lord moving into the Nakshatra of the Lagna Lord. This gives you an opportunate period to bring forth your creativity and intelligence to the level of name and fame. Moon is definitely one that helps you, makes your mind strong. Moon and Mercury may not be a very good combination, but Lord Vishnu is known to work with both the diametrically opposite sets and do it well. That is why Mercury is said to worship Lord Vishnu, and that too in the nakshatra of Shravana. On a public platform, it has the ability to give an acknowledgement on an international level. Also, foreign travels. So, if you are looking for some foreign travel, or if you need to understand about yourself in the sense that some dreams coming your way, some form of intuition that you're getting, do pay close heed to it. Give it some thought, give your voice of reason a major place in the coming days for you, and it will solve out a number of issues for you. It is also a time, if you're contemplating a foreign travel, then best to get your tickets done right now. Move over the seas that Lord Vishnu resides over. As for the Leo Lagna, the 11th house and the 2nd house moves into the Shravana Nakshatra. It is time to take good care of your health. Pay close heed to your powers of processing your abilities, your power of discretion, and your ability to garner wealth from it would find a direction. Need to be aware of any pinpoint comments that you receive from your co-workers and other employees. Yes, with Ketu also there, you might be subject to certain pinpointing. Well, keep this up as a constructive criticism instead of letting you down, instead of boggling you down. Just work on them, and you will find that this Ketu has helped you to elevate in a different sphere and fare well for you in the future. When we talk about the Shravana Nakshatra and Mercury for the ascendant of Virgo, well, in that case, it's your Lagna Lord moving in the 5th house, and Shravana Nakshatra, it indicates a time for luck and learnings. It is a time when luck will favor you as far as your business is concerned, because Mercury is also your 10th Lord. It will help you, but you need to be very ethical when you are on that path, because neither Lord Vishnu nor Ketu would allow you to do something which is unethical. Young children can be taught many things through the process of Shruti or listening. This will leave a great impact in their lives for times to come. It will also increase their thought process and sense of observation. The same holds true for all students concerned belonging to this nakshatra in particular, and for people in general. When we're talking about the Libra Lagna, it is the time of the 9th Lord and the 12th Lord to transit the 4th house. It is a time when home and family will need attention. Some expenditure may be required for this, and you would be in a playful mood while working with near and dear ones. Well, a very safe turf for you because it's home, and Mercury is the prince, so you would really be enjoying whatever you're doing. Working and learning or studying something during this period would be very fruitful for you. You will have the ability to solve a lot of problems very easily and very successfully. However, you need to keep your calm about you and not get excited about these very problems. There may arise an opportunity to apply for foreign education, and if it does, do apply it and you will get your application worked on. Mercury in Shravana for the Scorpio Lagna is the 8th lord of scandals, change, and transformation, moving over the 3rd house of writing. This is a great time for the writers out there to trust your instinct because it is the time for transformation from within and get your writing going on. The Mercury or ideas in you are coming from a place within, and it will do you good to listen to them and pen them down if possible. People who develop or want to develop an out of box thinking can do so, and they can develop a deep sense of intuition because 8th house also represents intuition. On the flip side, stay away from any friendship that seems momentarily thrilling, that is not going to be long lasting. For the Mercury in Shravana, as per the Sagittarius Lagna, the Lord of the 7th of public platforms and partners, and the 10th transit, and the 10th of profession and professional acknowledgement transits the 2nd house of wealth and family. It is a time when you're likely to see an increase in your wealth and professional status. It is also likely that you will find some merriment and joy with your family, a time when you will see an increase in your stature also. You will see that your business would have got into a bigger place, a better place by taking in sound and very calculated risks. That would be very much appreciated by the Mercury out there. When we talk about the Capricorn Lagna, the 6th lord of obstacles and the 9th lord of luck transits the Lagna. This is a time when you may face problems or come across roadblocks in your work and your day-to-day life. However, on quiet contemplation and working on the problem, you may observe that these very obstacles come with its solution and answers. It is a time to act rather than react, and be very cautious about what you speak. Speak the truth and nothing but the pleasant truth. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam. For the Aquarius Lagna, it is the time when your 5th and the 8th Lord transits the 12th house. Mercury represents ideas, thought processes, and thoughts. It also represents communication. In the 12th house, it implores you to redirect your communication inwards so that you make inroads in your life and direct it to your calling in life. Many of us always feel that we need to find a calling in life, we need to know what we can do in life. Well, this is a good phase for Mercury to help you find or align yourself with your calling. Well, every year Mercury does transit this sign. So what is so special about now? For now, it is Ketu associated with this Mercury for the last time this year. In 19 more years to come, this is the time when you can find Ketu's, with the help of Ketu's spirituality, to move into areas that will take you into the true calling that you've come for on this planet. But as I said, and I have been repeatedly saying, that this is a time when the true calling will be revealed to you through contemplation and not just through your thought process or ideas, because it is an in the nakshatra of Shravana, wherein major contemplation happens in the mind, happens in the being rather than on the outside. Some silence leads us to inner dialogue, and you're likely to come to a greater understanding about yourself because of it, thereby undergoing certain changes in life. Finally, for the Pisces Lagna is the 4th and the 7th Lord transiting the 11th house. And this is the time you will find yourself profiting from your partnership. It is the time when you will see some changes from the side of the family. So communication will help you work better with these changes, and they will make you affable. As communication is always a two-way process, whether internal or external, it is always better to listen to what something or someone has to tell you before you take a call or you come to a conclusion. Keep your ears very much on the ground, because you are likely to click a business deal and earn a good profit if you are in tandem with all that is going around, and know that you need to do so with the ground, because again, Capricorn is an earthy sign. By that I would simply mean that please be very practical, please be very grounded, so that you're easily approachable for that business deal to come to you. One of our regular features, again, the good days of the week. So Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, that is the 27th, 28th, 30th, 31st of January and 2nd of February is a great day to be. Transits this week, we see Sun moves from Capricorn, from Shravana 1 to Shravana 3, whereas Moon moves from Libra to Sagittarius in Uttarashada. Mars advents into Pisces much more, edging towards its own house, that is Aries. Mars moves from Revati 3 to Revati 4, and Capricorn Mercury, as we've seen, has moved from the entire gamut of the nakshatra of Shravana is covered by Mercury in the next whole week. We see that Jupiter moves from Jeshta 2 to Jeshta 3, again moving towards the sign of Sagittarius, and Venus moves from Scorpio Jeshta 4 to Sagittarius Mula 2 in the coming week. Saturn in the coming week remains in Purvashara 3, and Rahu and Ketu also do the same in the respective Punarvasu Nakshatra 4th Pada and Uttarashara Nakshatra 2nd Pada respectively. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, or you would want to go in for consultations, you can always find me on www.anuradhasharda.com. You can mail me at anuradha.s@anuradha.sharda.com. My page on Facebook is Divine Sciences, and you can find me there, wherein I put in questions, when I put in queries, the URL of my videos, and many more such things. On Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me as Anuradha Sharda, and therein I put in a regular feature, a day-to-day Panchang feature, which says what the Nakshatras, the Varas, the Tithi, everything has to say, the universal energies operating for us, so that you can abide by that universal energy and progress further on the evolutionary level. We all are here for a purpose to move beyond the mundane. This nakshatra of Shravana is very important because it helps us to move within, to contemplate, and then realize what is important, what is not, take up what is there for us, and leave behind that we do not need in our life. Mercury, having the discretionary powers, helps us much more so when it is transiting this nakshatra. With that view in mind, if you have like the video, please subscribe to the channel. If you have subscribed, please share the video so that it reaches far and wide. Till we meet again, have a contemplating week, have a good, merry week.